Hi everybody, and welcome to another Miss Pandaria beta video. Today we are in the Terrace of Endless Springs, and we are on the first boss of the instance over here. There's these guys. We'll show you in 1 second. Protectors of the Endless. We've got a melee dude and Protector Kalone. We've got a shaman, an Elder Regale, and we have Elder Azani. And we tried it last time without a full raid, hit the enrage timer, mostly because we were not exactly doing a good job of dispelling the heal on Regale. We took a while to get Kaolin down, and then by the time we got to Regale, some people who were dying to mechanics hurt us a little bit in terms of DPS, and also he puts up a heal on himself that needs to be spell stolen or purged, and it wasn't getting done, so he basically sat at 96 to 99% health the entire time. So we're gonna wait it out a little bit here, see if we can't get some more people in, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my symbiosis on a pally so that I can get consecration, one of my favorite ones. If there was a Death Knight, I'd probably go with him to get bone armor for a little bit of a defensive boost. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Consecrate. So I'll go ahead and pause us until we get some more people and we start the fight. Alright, we're going with what we've got. 3 short of a full group, but we should hopefully be okay if we don't let the guy that I'm tanking heal too much. The warrior has dropped off a little bit in DPS, and it looks like we've got a Shadow Priest on top now, after we fought the boss one time. Looks like we've got a bunch of Euros from Mechatork, and 2 AFK players, so I'm not too sure if we're going yet. Oh, the other tank needs a minute, so we'll go ahead and wait. We'll be back. Alright, we have started once again, and since this fight does take a little bit from what I saw on the first round, I'm going to go ahead and start up my Pandora. Give us a little bit of background music. Make this a little bit less boring over here. This should hopefully be a good sign if my first song on Pandora for the night is Stone Temple Pilots. For my guy that I'm tanking, basically I think a Death Knight would be really good for him since he is predominantly magic based. Just pretty much sits here and casts Lightning Bolt. The warrior tank over there is on the melee dude. And there's a mage standing slightly to my left that really doesn't do much. However, with my guy being melee based, basically just going to be, being magic based, just going to go ahead and do a lot of frenzied regens so that the heals stay stronger on me. Now this particular fight over here is a lot like the Iron Council. in Uldar, in that once one of the guys dies, he transfers some energy and health to the remaining people and heals them to full. Remains to be seen if there's going to be maybe a specific order achievement for this particular fight. Now, when my guy becomes the active target, he's got a hot on him that heals him for quite a bit, and we did not do a good job of purging it or spell stealing it the first go round. Alright, my guy is now going to be the active guy. Which means my tanking job is going to get slightly more complicated now, but not by much. You'll see that he's gained shock corruption, which means he's going to do a bit more damage. That water orb over there, when it's killed, gives people a haste buff, similar to the voids in Dragon Soul where you get mana if you kill it. Here's Lightning Storm. The first tick you want to be one ring away from him, and then you want to be nut hugging him. That's the pattern. Now, while it looks like it graphically changes or chains from one set of circles to the other, it doesn't. Okay, there's the Cleansing Waters buff on him. And here's Lightning Storm, so you stand out of it. There's the first tick, you hug him. There's the second. And now it's going to go ahead and expand. And to help put this guy down, I'm going to go into Berserk mode. Lightning Storm, so get away from him. Then hump him. Now we have Slaves on Dope. Drag Down as the current track. Okay, so now that I've killed him, I have this debuff that's actually a buff over here. And you can see it's melee range and spell haste. Man, it looks like this guy has gotten really shot tainted in the process. His damage is up 50%. There's the haste buff again. And I'm going to go ahead and go berserk on him again. In just a few seconds. Go ahead and give him my tree again. And a song that I happen to really like by Weezer, Saying Ain't So. And these guys were popular, I liked a decent amount of their music. They weren't exactly my favorite band, but... And it looks like I won some gear this time. And I have a chance to spend a coin for bonus loot. So I'm going to roll and see what happens. And I won an extra 30 gold. So that's how you use the coins. You'll see the coins over here under currency. I spent one of my 3 Elder Charms of Good Fortune. That happens from turning in 100 of the charms you get from dailies and stuff. And here is my loot. Hit Mastery, so it's going to be good to get rid of that PvP crap. And equip this, so plenty happy. And let's pause it for the next boss. So it seems the next boss is right here. Sulong the Dragon. Dread shadows. Shadows caused by the Shah. Inflict 1900 shadow damage to all players, increasing their dread shadow damage taken by 10%. Stacks nightmares. He projects nightmares at the location of a random player. The nightmares inflict 65k shadow damage and fear players within 8 yards of the impact. Shadow breath. He expels Shah energy in a 30-degree cone in front of him. Sunbeam. He attempts to resist the Shah that's taking over him, and he tries to protect players from Dread Shadows. He summons the Sunbeam into the battlefield, and then it grants immunity to Dread Shadows. That's night, and then he does different stuff when he goes into the day phase. Wow, 2 million nature damage to Shah. This is going to be an interesting fight. So we'll go ahead and see what happens with him. Okay, basically it looks like with this particular boss, the night phase, he's tanked. And in the day phase, he's actually on our side. We use his breath to kill Shah, and healers have to heal him. So this is going to be like a phased Velithria fight, from what I've read on it and read on the description. So this is going to be interesting. So looks like we're waiting for the ready check here, and I'll go ahead and pause it until we've got this Zayin guy is ready. Alright, it seems we're ready. There's Dread Shadows, and I have to get into the Sunbeam, and the Sunbeam takes it away. Looks like I died getting over to the beam over there. Not too sure if it's something I did or what exactly. Gets a little hard when the other tank is Russian and everything he links is coming through in Russian over here. Seems to be a lot of Russians in the LFR tonight. Well, here's his day phase. This is where he's supposed to get healed. And we can't release yet because Shadow Priest tried to run out, apparently. Great job. Well, unfortunately, the raid broke down. We ran out of 1 or 2 DPS, and it basically started a slow bleed as nobody wanted to wait. So I'm going to go ahead and close out the video with my new serpent mount that I got today. This is what my hatchling looks like all grown up. I got my exalted status. Here's what he looks like in your mount list. I finished up last night's dailies short of getting this mount by 60 rep points. I was livid. 60 rep points was all I was short. So I just logged in today, did one daily, and then when you get the rep, you're given another quest. It's not a daily, it's a yellow quest, and basically you go through a cutscene where they jump you into the order. Bunch of pandas come out and kick your ass. No, I'm kidding. They basically allow you to be one of these serpent riders. And here is mine, which is I picked the Azure one. We have an Azure one that they've given you. We've got a golden one that you can buy. We've got a jade one that you can buy. And you have the tabard at Exalted. Tabard's very teal colored, kind of light, obviously doesn't go with my set. So you can pick a color of your hatchling when you first start the chain, but it doesn't matter what you pick there because you can also buy others. There is the jade one over there. There's the golden one over there. And there's the one that I've got, the Azure. Now over here is the black one. I have seen one person on the black one, and I haven't seen this red color too much. I know the the challenge modes give you the Crimson Pandarian Phoenix, which is this guy over here. This is what you get from doing the challenge modes. You get a colored egg, which turns into one of these. I'm not too sure what gives the Black Cloud Serpent. I believe I looked it up the day one went flying by me, but I've forgotten already. So, hopefully I'll be able to get some more Endless Spring footage up relatively soon. LFR has just been really tricky this week, especially late at night. I'm gonna give it a moment here and see what the queues look like. Yeah, this queue is dead. And what's nifty now is you can multi-queue in MOP. So I'm in the raid finder. I can also queue for a dungeon, which I'm not gonna do. And they are independent of each other, so I've left the dungeon finder queue and I'm still in the raid queue, and that one kind of sucks too. You can queue for a scenario and leave it, and again, you stay perfectly fine in the raid finder, so I think that's really handy. Although with the raid finder, I would like to maybe see a random raid fire or the ability to multi-queue in terms of that. In other words, give me the best one available. Give me some options, let me pick them the exact same way that you can pick them over here for specific dungeons, and let me do it that way. This way I don't waste my time, because several nights this week I've gotten in a queue, saw that it's okay, not great, it's okay, and then I'll switch queues and I've switched into a much better queue. Had I been able to multi-queue for that, I probably would have had several LFRs. So, hope you enjoyed this video on Terrace of the Endless Bangles of Blossoms of Cherry Trees and Pandas. Oh my. And, my nice little cloud serpent over here. Definitely felt a lot better than doing the Netherwing grind. It was only about 3 quests a day, although apparently if you're a cook or have archaeology, you have a few more quests per day, but it really didn't feel that bad of a grind at all. The quests were fun, and druids were kind of OP for some of them, like picking up the harpoon. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.